What up, you guys? Mr. Money1235 here again, here to talk to you about Blur, the self-titled album. Now, back in the day when I first started listening to Blur, and I was collecting their albums and so forth, this happened to be one that I kind of steered away from. Blur started to get experimental with this album, and they were doing it in such a way that didn't really appeal to me. I respected them for wanting to change their style, because they've been doing that ever since the beginning. Their first two albums were really basic and hard rock. The next two albums were a little bit more Britpop influenced. And this one, Blur decided to get a little weird. We're going to be talking a whole lot more about weird on the 13 review. But as of right now, this right here is just kind of Blur experimenting with some sounds. One of the best things about this album, though, is it did give America the one single that people were going to remember for many, many years to come. And after listening to this album some, I've discovered that, you know what, this is all good. Songs that I thought weren't so good are a little bit more, I don't know, they've grown on me a little bit, it seems like. Ever since I first discovered Blur, I've discovered other bands that kind of has the same style as this album, and I've grown to enjoy it a whole lot. So I think that's really helped. But on to some of the best tracks on the album. We have Beetle Bum, obviously song 2. M.O.R. On Your Own. You're So Great has to be one of the best songs that Graham has sang ever since Coffee and TV off of 13. I really like Strange News from Another Star, Moving On. Those are all great tracks. The song Essex Dogs is about like 10-12 minutes long, that area, and it's just like the weirdest song that they've ever done. The song is divided into about 3 different parts, part 1 being the longest. The melody is so weird in this thing. It's like a spoken word piece in the very beginning with like a really weird, like, I don't even know what instrument is making this sound, to be honest with you, but it's like a rumbling, and Damon is talking over the top of it. Then when part 1 is over, there's like a rhythm change, and then the guitars come in a little bit more, and it's really draggy and kind of like an old blues rock tune almost. And then in part 3, it kind of ends off with like this repetitive, like, guitar riff, it sounds like, until it just fades out and then the album's over. And like I said, that song lasts about 11 minutes long, so it's a lot of weird to take in. I really think it beats out the weirdness of anything that you'd find on 13, and trust me, that album's fucking weird. Songs like Country Sad Ballad Man and I'm Just a Killer for Your Love and Death of a Party are all kind of required tastes. You may have to listen to those tracks a few times to actually really get into them. I know I certainly did. So if you're interested, take a look at it. If you're into that experimental side of music or want to try to get into something a little bit different, this would be a good place to start. Check it out. I'll talk to you guys later. Mr. Money1235, out.